Start to the morning here in northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. We also had a radar confirmed tornado in portions of Newton County near the Salus area. We're going to get more information on that as we move throughout the next several hours. But flash flooding ongoing right now in Boone, Newton, and Johnson County. That's where you see that flash flood warning that's currently in effect, and some stronger storms starting to lift off to the north along the River Valley, just north of Waldron and Clarksville. We're going to have to watch that storm very closely. That one is looking a little bit suspicious on radar. But regardless, severe weather potential is very high as we move throughout the day today. We've already got some severe storms that are starting to crank up just off to the west of Oklahoma City. And look at this, starting to see some clearing as well just off to the south and west of Fort Smith. And folks, that means that instability is going to be returning to our weather coverage area as we move throughout the rest of the day today. But there's that flash flood warning that's currently in effect for Boone, Newton, and Johnson counties. That goes until 8 o'clock a.m. No surprise that they're under a flash flood warning at this time. We've seen significant rainfall totals up to 6 to 7 inches in some spots along the Highway 412 corridor. Of course, a few showers still ongoing along I-49. Northwest Arkansas not experiencing as much shower activity right now. That's certainly a good sign. We need things to dry out a little bit more for that morning commute. But of course, some accidents that are ongoing in and around the Fayetteville area that we'll be watching very closely. So keep a close eye on that. But look at this storm right now near Booneville. This one right here, going to be keeping a close eye on it. Any one of these storms could rotate just like that storm in Newton County just a few moments ago. So we're going to be watching that very closely as it moves north and east along the Highway 64 and Interstate 40 corridors. Quite a bit of lightning going on at this time. This storm is moving very, very quickly off to the north and east at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. But of course, that severe weather potential is going to be on the increase as we move throughout the day today. Several severe storms likely, mainly between 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. and all modes of severe weather will be possible, including the potential for strong tornadoes. And you can see that reflected right here on that tornado risk. There it is, encompassing the entire KNWA coverage area. It's not just one location that could see that strong tornado potential, folks. Everybody is under the gun over northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. So we certainly have to keep a close eye on that. There will also be the potential for destructive winds up to 75 miles per hour. So a lot of things that we're watching very closely. Again, this is a closer look at each of those individual risks. A large hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter possible, especially along and west of I-49. But that's not the main concern with this particular storm system. Again, those tornadoes could be quite strong as they move off to the north and east along I-49 and Interstate 40. So let's time everything out on Future Track and let you know about those uncertainties, because there are some uncertainties in terms of the extent of that severe weather risk. Check this out. Right around 12 to 1 o'clock p.m., radar is indicating that we could have some shower and storm activity over our area around that time. That would be fantastic, because that means the instability may be limited just a little bit. Again, nothing set in stone right now, but we'll keep an eye on those trends. However, look at this mess of shower and storm activity at 5 to 6 o'clock p.m. And folks, when these storms move into our area, we are going to have a tremendous amount of wind shear. So any of these storms could rotate along the line. A couple broken clusters of showers and storms possible in the River Valley as well. Any isolated supercell out ahead of this line could really take off too. So got to make sure we're keeping an eye on radar. Got to make sure you know where your safe place is as we move throughout the evening hours. Thankfully, this is going to be ongoing while you're awake. So by the time we get to the overnight hours tonight, most of the significant severe weather potential will be east of our area, and things should clear out by the time we move to Tuesday afternoon. But look at that tornado potential. This is one of those parameters where we look at. This is a significant tornado parameters, and notice how they get into that higher end range across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley right around 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. So that looks like that's the time to really watch very closely. Thankfully, like I said, things will be dying off as we move throughout the overnight hours tonight. So a 90% chance of showers and storms in the forecast for northwest Arkansas. Rain chances tapering off as we move throughout the early morning hours tomorrow. Of course, we have that flood watch in effect for the entire area until 3 a.m. Tuesday. A slight risk of excessive rainfall, level 2 out of 4 for the entire area. And we could see rainfall totals between 2 to 5 inches, with locally higher amounts also possible in portions of our weather coverage area before everything is all said and done. So very imperative that you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Make sure you got that weather radio. Download that free Weather Authority app. Tuesday afternoon looking great if you head into the polls. High temperatures in the lower 70s throughout the rest of the work week. But here we go again, Perry. More active weather possible as we head towards the weekend. We'll get to that when we get to it. Right now, we're going to focus on this alert day here in northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Again, we don't use that term very lightly. River Valley high temperatures in the upper 70s today with a 100% chance of showers and storms, 40% chance of rain on Tuesday, with overnight lows dropping off into the middle to upper 30s as we move throughout Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So Perry, again, a lot of risks that we're watching very closely right now. I'm not trying to spark panic or anything. There's nothing to panic about when it comes to severe weather potential over our area. Just important to remain weather aware in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, it's